Hey everyone, Vortex TCG here, and today I'm going to bring you another game of Aegisdramon. Aegisdramon is a deck archetype that was introduced in EX3 and gets even more support in BT11 with some. It is very much needed, I can't lie. And one of the cards is right there in Penguinmon. I'm going to be playing against Tyrannomon here, which is also, I guess, an archetype that has gotten a really big boost in BT11, and you're seeing one of the new cards in Agumon. And yeah, I think it's that we're both playing pretty fun decks, so I hope you enjoy the video. And if you do, please do like and subscribe to the channel. It does mean a lot. I'm uploading every other day. So I promote the Tyrannomon, and then I pop the blue memory boost here. And this is because I kind of want to get into my level 5, so I play the new Seadramon, which allows me to play a level 3 blue or purple from underneath one of my Digimon, and then I get to gain a memory and draw a card. Oh no, gain a memory, and then from Penguinmon I get to put a guy underneath to draw a card. Penguinmon is quickly becoming probably one of the better cards in the deck because it is just easy to fuel. So, and also have another one that you can react to very quickly with. So I'm really liking the Penguinmon, and I really like the Seadramon here because it does do a lot. I can't lie. I'm just checking here because the Betamon, I'm pretty sure the Betamon only says Tamer or a level 4, so he has to put one back. Otherwise, I feel like this card, the Betamon, would be a little bit more better. I cannot lie. So I'm being choked here for my memory, which is a bit unfortunate, but sometimes you're able to play around it. So I play Maelstrom here to play the Gomamon out, and then return the Woodmon to the bottom of the deck. And that's one of the cool things that this deck has now. Maelstrom is a nice removal option, but also continues your game plan. So we play, I believe we play 2 in this version of the deck. If you're looking forward to the deck profile, by the way, it should be coming out after all the Aegisdramon games are out, so hope you look forward to that as well. So my opponent plays the Tyranno, plays the Taiga. He's slowly getting his advantage engine up. He goes into the hidden potential discovered to go into the metal Tyrannomon, which I believe suspends a guy, and I don't think it becomes unsuspended during my turn, but that doesn't matter because he's pretty much going to swing over it, I believe, here. And this is really good on him because the Seadramon is a big threat, especially with the potential of Plesiomon on a future turn. So he swings into it, gets rid of it, but I still have a pretty big board here, and he goes into the Woodmon to end his turn. So he wants to pass the turn with as little memory on my side as possible, so the blocker is suspended, which is probably what he doesn't want, but it is what it is. I think at this point, like, something came up with another game. I don't know why, but people think I'm sort of head judge or something. Look online, guys. Quite honestly, but yeah. So the current board situation isn't that bad. I mean, I feel like I've got a pretty good chance of winning this game. So I swing into security here and here another Taiga, and that's probably the worst thing that could happen in this situation. Because now he's able to go into his level 6 for, I believe, a reduced cost of 3 or 2. And I don't really have much advantage going on, so I have to pass here by going into the stack in raising. So it's not the greatest situation to be in, but it is one that I have to essentially be in because I don't really have much of an answer, quite frankly. The good thing, however, is that Tyranno in general is a very expensive deck. Like, to digivolve into the Tyrannomons, it costs quite a lot. So I'm glad that, you know, it's slowing him down a bit. It's why Taiga's so important in this deck, obviously. He swings with the Tyranno and it dies, so he doesn't get the additional security bonus. And he gets another swing off here, gets rid of the Aegisdramon in the security. So he's got a good potential turn coming up here, and what I like about this Tyrannomon build is the fact that he's utilizing these cards that allows him to, at the start of the turn, draw and gain memory. I think it's like a really unique mechanic that is available for green, and it just doesn't get shown off that much, quite frankly. So I play the Plesio to play a guy. I'm supposed to put a guy underneath the Plesiomon here, I believe, which I'm sure I'll do in a second. Yep, so I put the Seadramon underneath. And so, yeah, I'm just making, I think at this point I'm just making sure with my opponent that everything is fine, because I think at this point I had a bit of a mix-up on the memory. So that happens. So I'm just thinking about, do I want to attack, because I could potentially get rid of some threats, but I go directly into the Aegisdramon here so that I can play the level 5, which then allows me to bounce the Metal Tyranno back to the opponent's hand, or to the bottom of the deck, even with the Plesiomon effect. And then Seadramon allows me to play a guy, but I don't think I have a guy that I can play from sources. And I think this is where I realised that I misplayed. I don't think it matters in this game, but I could have played the Tobiomon for 1 on top of like the Draco or the Goma, and then go for the Aegis, which would then allow me to play the other one from underneath to gain more advantage. You know, it's just small things you just got to understand with this deck, because they do really end up mattering quite a bit. So he goes into a Tyrannomon to pass the turn. I find it very interesting that he's playing Kazus in this deck. I think like his higher end are black stuff, so I start swinging at security, nothing in security, and I win game 1. We then get into game 2, and I have to apologise. I know it's at the start of the game. I didn't realise, but my camera was off, but there wasn't really much that happened. My opponent hard played the Palmon and used effects, so apologies. I don't think we didn't really miss that much other than the opening turns. So in raising, I go into the Crabmon here, and then I go into the Plesiomon, pass the 2, and then use its effect to play the guy from underneath the Crabmon from under the Penguin. This is why Penguin's so good. It gives you advantage and also allows you to set up following turns as well, from playing from Digievolution sources. Again, I was just making sure that I did effects in order, because that's something that I'm tripping up quite a bit on with this deck, is that the ordering is kind of important, because you got to activate the effects in order. Like the Plesiomon says, you know, play a guy from source, then put one underneath. Then I should be able to gain the memory and gain the effects. So my bad on that one for sure. And so then I go into the Aegisdramon here, go to 4, use its effect to play the level 4 from underneath, giving Aegisdramon blocker, and then Plesio allows me to put that to the bottom of the deck, and at this point I think you can't really do much. I mean, I'm in a really powerful situation. My opponent only has 4 memory to play with, so he can't really do that much in my opinion, and on the following turn, if there's nothing in security, I can just swing for game. So my opponent has to find something here that can impact the game. So the problem is that if you play certain things, the Aegisdramon will trigger. So what he ends up doing is that he goes into the the Tyranno, and then I push up. I only have 1 memory, but I don't think it really matters at this point, so I start swinging at security. First check's fine, second check is fine, third check is fine, and I swing for game.